Here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Right about now, we are here at the Can-Am demo ride right here at Extreme Propulsions in Cartersville, Georgia. We've got all these bikes over here. Let me show you. And I am, this is the booth right here. They brought out some bikes, Can-Am on-road event right here. And yeah, man, I'm gonna test ride this beauty here, which I have never done. Last time I brought a video, it was on the RT Limited. Something similar to this, or it could have been exactly that bike, but probably not, because these are all 23 models. This is the new Sea to Sky with this new green color, slightly different than I believe the 21 Sea to Sky, so with the bronze wheels and whatnot. So this is what we are going to be riding today. I wanted to go ahead and see if I feel any different on the test ride with this bike versus the Limited, because I know this one has a little bit more kit, to it. So you know, I'm not going to go into the details because I did that in the last video. You can see that up there. I'll put a link up, or here. I can't remember which side it's on always, but yeah, I'm looking forward to riding the Sea to Sky, and let's see if I can feel the difference. I know it's supposed to be more comfortable, so we'll get on with the ride here in just a second. Right off the bat, I'll say that this seat is much more comfortable than the regular RT Limited seat. This is much more soft and cushy. Like it is, I don't know if you can see that, but man, that thing is soft and cushy a lot more. And yeah, pretty cool. All right, so the mode button here just brings you into eco mode right there. I don't know if you can see that, and then takes you off. So I'm gonna be off the eco mode. I'm not gonna go into all of this. Like I said, I've done that already in my previous video, so you guys can watch that. It's a bit of a it's a beautiful day today, but we're gonna keep this down a little, and then we'll test out how, you know, how quiet it gets and how the buffeting is. But yeah, this is a pretty nice stock windshield here. I'm not sure what this green color is called, but I'll throw it up here on the screen. I like it. I like the glossy paint a little better than the matte paint. So yeah, for sure. I thought I set my mirror. Let me go ahead and set it. All right, here we go. Let's catch up to the group here. Let's give it some beans. Second gear. Third. Oh, and brakes up front. Let's see how far back I've been left behind here. Hopefully I can catch up, and I'm pretty sure they stopped. That's what we discussed before we left. So initial thoughts, the seat is definitely more comfortable. It's much more cushier, softer. Padding is there. It's like sitting on a tall, like a, what do you call those seats? Lazy boy seats. Very smooth pickup. You know, when you engage the throttle, it's very smooth. I don't know if they've done any updates to the to any of the transmission or anything like that in terms of you know, its programming and whatnot, but very smooth. If you're not used to riding a motorcycle, I think the Can-Am is the easiest thing to learn on. If you want to, if you don't want a two-wheel and you want to get a three-wheeler, I don't think it can get any easier than learning how to ride on a Can-Am. Now, if you get the Riker, you don't even have to change gears. It's a CVT transmission, and it's just, you know, there's no gear changing in that. It's just like your car, you know. If you have any car that has a CVT in it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like any kind of a Nissan Altima, Sentra, Corollas, and whatnot. So yeah, CVT, you don't have to shift any gears, so that's even easy. It's like a scooter, you know. Twist the throttle and go, and then you have one brake pedal to stop. Easiest thing. That also has a reverse gear, so you know, it's pretty much if you just want to do some city riding and some group riding here and there, a few hours outside, maybe a whole day, and come back, you know. I think Riker's the bike for you, motorcycle for you rather. And you know, I took the Riker. If you follow the channel, you know I took the Riker with my good friend Brian. We went and did a road trip down to Miami and Key Largo and back from Atlanta, and we rode. And you know, I mean, it was great. For me, I had a Riker Rally, what was it, 2019 model, and I loved it. And I had no issues. What I felt that they've taken care of in the 23 models or 22 and up models is the you know, I had the lack of the sound system option from factory that I had on mine, and the cruise control, but I think now that's taken care of. So I don't know if you can hear, but now we're getting hit with the wind, so let's go ahead and test out the windshield. I like an electric windshield, you know. I wish you know, I mean, I love Harleys, don't get me wrong, but I wish Harleys would just adapt those electric windshields now in their touring bikes, because now if you know, Indian motorcycles have them as well. So let's go ahead and put the windshield up and see if it makes how much of a difference it makes. That's all the way up, and I am there's a, you know, a lot. It's much quieter, let's put it this way. It's much quieter, and this is all the way down, and I can tell, yeah, it's still quite high up, you know, so it's just below my nose. I guess where my nose would line up is just below that, and you know, it still takes care of a lot of the wind, but it's just hitting me at the top of the helmet with this. Now if I pull it back, push the button to bring the windshield back up, it's much more quieter and smoother here. So 6 gears, we're in top gear right now, 63 miles an hour, 3200 RPMs. You know, we've got cruise control here, simple, and go ahead and flick it to the right to turn it on, and hit it down in the down position to engage cruise control, and there we are, riding at 60 miles an hour on cruise. It is really windy today, or the wind is really, I mean, this Can-Am is really being pushed in the wind everywhere. But to disengage, just step on the brakes, and that disengages the cruise control. Now we're gonna go through the Red Top mountain area, really nice twisties and roads where we can definitely feel how soft or how sporty this is. Now this RT is not gonna be as sporty as the F3 in my opinion. You know, I've never ridden an F3 spiritedly, but it's very close to a riding position like the Riker. Now of course, you know, that F3 is going to be a lot heavier depending on which model you get, but they're all going to be heavier than the Riker obviously. But the F3 is a lot more sporty in my opinion. You're sitting down further below, like in the bike, whereas in the RT it feels like you're sitting on top of the bike. So F3, you're sitting inside the, you know, it feels like you're sitting in the bike, and your legs are a little more forward than the RT, and I feel like that is a bit more sporty out of the box than the RT. The F3 is. Ah, what a beautiful day. Look at that. I'm surprised there's not a whole lot of boats out here. What is going on? What is going on, Atlanta? Beautiful weather. It's gonna be raining again for the next 2 days. This is the only day you get. Look at that. We got 2 boats there and 1 over here. That's it. So downshift, it blips up the throttle automatically. I love that. Now if you have an exhaust on here, man, that aftermarket exhaust, that's downshift sound becomes even better. Now this thing, man, these engines have quite a bit of pep in them, so they're not huge in terms of horsepower numbers and whatnot, but they are enough for your need. You know, on this motorcycle, they are more than enough. Man, I can tell you, last time when I rode the RT Limited, right around here, we were stuck in traffic for a little bit, and my butt started to hurt. I was actually standing up. But you know, the cool thing is that look at these, and I'm sure you've seen them. I can't show it to you from here, but these floorboards are huge. Gives you a lot of places, like you can put your feet back like you would on a naked or a sports bike, or you could you know, put your feet straight down or a little bit far forward as well, to whatever comfortable position you can find to alleviate some of that stress or pressure you're having in your legs on a longer ride or something. But what other cool stuff is that it's so easy to actually stand on and stretch, and I can ride like this all day. It kind of reminds me of a adventure bike. I mean, this is so cool. If you're looking for a three-wheeler where you can whip it around all these twisties like a sports bike, this is not going to be the bike for you. I'm talking about the RT Limited here. It's not going to be the one for you. Now, having said that, it is no slouch. I think the F3, like I mentioned, are more sporty, and with a couple of parts on there, you can make it stiff enough where you can really push it in the twisties. The RT would, in my opinion, will be just a tad bit softer. It's just because the seating position, I think, plays a little bit of a difference too. But again, in the right hands, you know, these things can give a, you know, these things can be very, very aggressive in the twisties. So, but if you're buying this bike, chances are you're buying this motorcycle, I should say. I keep saying bike, but it's a motorcycle. A lot of people say it's not a motorcycle. Yes, it is a motorcycle. You know, it might not be a bike, but it's definitely a motorcycle. Well, if you're buying this motorcycle, the Strike, you know, you're not buying it to break lap records in the twisties. You know, you're buying this to enjoy your ride, have a cushy ride, comfortable ride, yet be a little sporty and spirited whenever you need to be. Plenty of room in the side panniers. With the Limited models, you have the top box in the back. You can load up some gear in all of this and go out for a ride, man. I mean, go out for long trips. These things are comfortable. Has a nice 6-speaker music system. I'm not sure what the wattage is. If I find any of the specs, I'll go ahead and throw them up here, like the engine specs and whatnot. But you know, we tested all this last time with the music. Very loud, very nice, very comfy, really good for 2-up riding, the RT Limited. Now the F3 also has a really comfortable seat. Like the one in front of me is the F3 Limited Special, or F3S Limited Special, I think it's called. And man, that color is amazing. I think it's called like mineral blue. And that seat, now the F3S Special Limited Special seat is like, wow. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable than the Sea to Sky seat, but I think it's in the same category because that's the comfort seat as well as the bike I'm on. The motorcycle I'm on is a comfort seat as well. So but I think because of the F3, the way that riding position is, it's more like a cruiser seat, so it's a little bit wider, and I think it covers your buttocks area a bit more, whereas this seat is almost like a regular like any one of the touring bikes where you're not in the bike, where you're on top of the bike. That's the kind of shape of this RT Limited. So the transmission, I feel, on this 2023 is much less jerkier when you're shifting under the throttle open. position. It's much less jerkier than it was when I was riding the 2021 model. I think I rode, if I remember correctly, I rode the 21 RT Limited. It was not the Sea to Sky. It was just the one below this, if you want to call it. The trim level would be the RT Limited, and I felt like that transmission was a little bit more jerkier under, you know, when you have the throttle open. When you're pulling on, you know, when you're kind of going almost full throttle or halfway or whatever, you know, in any case where you're trying to speed up or overtake somebody, I feel like this one just feels a little bit more smooth in the gear change. It doesn't like jerk you around like this compared to that one. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to find out if they've done anything to improve that in the 22 or 23 model years, or is it just my imagination? But I just feel like the transmission is definitely smoother. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking into a Can-Am Spyder, into an RT, nothing wrong with any of the RT models you get. I think they have the amenities you need to enjoy a ride, a road trip or whatever. If you can afford it, shell out a little bit more money, I would get the limited model. You get the top box, and it's pretty cool because you can actually has a quick detach system, which is so cool. You can just take the top box off and cover it with a panel, like a painted body color painted panel, and you know, look a little bit more sporty with just the side bags. Or you can put the top box back on, and comes in handy for traveling or whenever you want to lock up your helmet and whatnot possessions when you're somewhere. It's amazing. Same thing with you know, that works with the F3 and the RT. And if you can afford it and shell out a little bit more money, I would definitely go for the Sea to Sky model and the RT, or like that F3S Limited Special model, because those paint schemes are also unique, and they also come with the comfort seat. And it's basically, in my opinion, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think the F3S Limited Special model is the equivalent to the RT Limited Sea to Sky model for the RT. So that's the F3 version of the you know, the RT version of the Sea to Sky. That's what that F3 is, basically, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's pretty much yes, that's what I think. I think I felt that it's a lot more smoother than a couple of years ago, and more comfortable. That's pretty much my conclusion on this motorcycle. All right, guys, that concludes our demo ride here. What a nice event. They do that every year. I want to introduce you to the main person over at Extreme Propulsion. Sue, hello. Introduce yourself and tell them where the viewers who have never been to Extreme Propulsion, how they can reach you, where they can come see you.
They can come see us at 734 Joe Frank Harris Parkway, right on Highway 41 in Cartersville. Our phone number is 770-386-9430. We'd love to have you. Absolutely. Come see Sue if you want a Can-Am. Don't go to the other dealerships. Come over here in Cartersville. So that concludes our ride. Amazing demo event. I love it. You guys, if you're from around the area, you have to sign up and come out and can check this out. And if you want to test ride a motorcycle, come and contact Sue and give her a call and check it out. Nice people, nice dealership. I like it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, ride safe.